Hello, welcome back. This is Nyte Vision, my little vlogcast. I thought today I would talk about my superpower. I can see my cat in the background. Besides, I didn't think about that one, but I am like an animal magnet. I seem to attract cats and dogs and whatever. I have a raccoon in the back, or a family of raccoons somewhere in my backyard, and a possum. Anyway, so I am going to talk about autism, and it is more my own personal experiences and my retrospective on my, whole life, my past and all that stuff. And my superpowers, which I believe I have. Hello. So I'm not saying that because you're autistic you have, you're a superhero or you have superpowers. I feel like, I feel like I do have some superpowers. At least for me. I like to, look at it that way. Sure, I have some issues with other things, but like getting distracted, but that might be the ADHD also, because I've got both. Anyway, but as I did write some notes. I didn't rehearse anything, which is funny because rehearsing things, I rehearse conversations all the time without even realizing I'm doing it. But to make a script is like hard for me. Anyway, but I did make some notes. So just because you're autistic doesn't mean you're, less of a person, or that you're less intelligent or whatever. It's just that your brain works differently. And I would say that most people would a lot of people that you might meet on the street even are autistic, and they may not know it. You may not know it. But there's a lot of them. It's like, I don't know, 65% or something. And that I'm just pulling out of the air because I did hear something about that in a video that that I watched, which is talking about autism as an evolutionary stage, like the next evolutionary stage. But that is a whole nother story, and I will put the video where I saw that in the description. So, all right. So let me get back to things. I do tend to get off topic sometimes because I think of this or that or whatever. But what I think is my superpowers? Well, like a lot of people with autism, or that on the autistic spectrum, hyper focus or micro focus, depending on how you want to put it, is one of the things that I do. I will get fixated on a particular thing. Like right now it's YouTube, and trying to do the best things I can do on YouTube. Now I know it's a work in progress, and I thank you guys for being patient with me, but I'm trying to do my best at doing this this YouTube thing, and I started from like nothing. I didn't know anything about, other than watching YouTube. Oh, my nose. I didn't know anything about how to produce a video. I had to research all of that, how to, make, how to edit it. I had no idea. I've tried a couple of different, techniques and a couple of different, softwares. And I'm learning. I think my stuff's getting a little better. At least I hope so. So that's something that I've hyper-focused on. When I was a child, I remember hyper-focusing on horse breeds and dog breeds and just learning about animals. That was my hyper-fixation. I also did a lot of art. Ever since I can't even remember how young, drawing has been a thing. And I know I haven't done anything on here yet, and I hope to, but it may take a bit because I'm trying to figure out how to set up where you can look down on my drawings. So that's something I'm going to work on. What I'm doing now, of course, is trying to make YouTube. And I didn't know what I was going to do on YouTube when I started. I still don't know exactly what all I'm going to do, because I have so many different interests that I want to touch everything. And I know that is not how YouTube works. People like to, have a niche or a niche, as some people say it. I've always said a niche. But anyway, I don't know which one's right and which one's wrong. So, but I don't really have one specific. Now, the one that's been real strong for me is reaction videos, which is all well and good. But I wanted to do more. So here I am doing more. You may like it or you may not. I don't know why my face is itchy all of a sudden. I think it's my nerves for having to talk for so long. So please bear with me. I started art at a really early age, and I wanted to talk about that because a lot of people show their autism early, and my dog keeps hitting my table. Brutus, chill out, brother. Anyway, so I started out really young. My mom used to go to a bridge club. She liked to play the card game bridge. And she would take me there, and she would basically hand me a pad of paper, and I would draw while she was playing cards. And I did that when I was, I don't know that I was even in school yet. 4 or 5, something like that. And so she noticed that my drawings were pretty good. So she said, the one thing she was really good at is trying to, make the one thing that I really enjoyed the most, she would try to, encourage that. And so I remember as a elementary school, I guess it was elementary school, I don't remember, she, had a friend that had an art class, and it was mostly for older kids, a little older than me. But she got me in there. My mother could wrangle me and, wrangle anybody into anything. She was just really good at that. And maybe that was her superpower. She thought it was. Anyway, so he got me into the class, and the first day, he was testing everybody basically to see what level they were at. And he came to me and saw my work, and it was with a bunch of older girls. as I recall it. I don't remember any boys in that class, but anyway, he told me and my mother that I was too advanced for that class, and then I guess I never went back. I don't remember, but I don't remember going more than once. Also, when I was very young, it had to be less than 3rd grade. So 2nd grade maybe? 1st or 2nd grade. Anyway, I was an only child, so, my family thought I was, needed some extracurricular activities. So they had a class at a local community center that was supposed to be an art class, and so they enrolled me in that class, and nobody showed up but me. And so the instructor just gave me some wire, which I thought, in thinking back, that was kind of weird for a 7 or 8 year old, whatever I was back in 2nd grade. And I made a horse and carriage with that little roll of wire. And I wish I had a picture of it. It was so long ago. But it impressed one of my mom's friends so much that he bought me a whole giant roll of wire and to make him something. And I didn't do it until way later. I was just too young at that time. Anyway, but that was my early childhood experience with that superpower. I still do art. I'll have to show some examples over there when I get this edited. But I haven't had room to do it in a while, so I need to work that out. And I rearranged, as you can tell if you've watched any of my other videos, I've rearranged my desk so that I have space next to me to do artwork, at least little artwork, so that I can record that, because nobody's seen any of my artwork, which is, I think, what I'm best known for, but not on YouTube. Anyway, so let's get back to my superhero stuff and things for me. Now, being detail-oriented is another thing. When I was young, and I'd be driving in the car with everybody else and my cousins and all that junk, I would notice things that nobody else noticed. And I just decided that it was my artistic eye, and that's what I called it. My artistic eye notices little details that other people don't notice. But I notice a lot of weird details in things that people don't usually, notice. I can't really give you any examples off the top of my head, I always notice when there's a yard sale sign. I am zero in on that shit. I love going to yard sales. I love finding treasures that are super cheap because I don't have a lot of money. So, but I very rarely miss a yard sale sign, which I know is a silly thing, but it's my interest, so I notice it. Again, you have a focus interest. A lot of people with autism have the tism, which I think originated with the rheumatism. It's funny that they're using that now for autism. It's hilarious because I know it was rheumatism back in the day. But anyway, focusing on your interests. So my interest, like I said earlier, was horses and dogs, and I love my cats, but I used to love to look at the breeds of dogs. I love to guess the breeds of dogs, although there's a lot more breeds now than there were when I learned about breeds. But that was my special interest back when I was young. I still like, that, but I don't focus on that anymore. Right now I'm focusing on, like I said, YouTube and how to make better videos, or more interesting videos. I don't know if these are interesting. Are they? I don't know. I think they're fairly interesting. Now, another thing, and I don't know, this isn't really a part of the superpower. And so I think I'm going to circle back to that another time. Another thing that superheroes do is they hide their true identity behind a mask, like Superman, Clark Kent, Batman. All of those guys have, a mask. And of course, masking is one of the things that autistic people do. So, my Clark Kent is this. This is my Clark Kent. This is my resting face. My resting bitch face. But my masked face, my Batman, my Spider-Man, is more this, hey, I'm smiling and I am, relating and I'm looking at you. But that's not a natural place for me. I do that because that's what is expected, and I've been doing it for 60 years. But that's not my natural, comfortable place. But nobody wants to look at, the robotic face that a lot of people with autism might have because they aren't masking. When I'm at home, I'm not masking. Those videos that, they have the, whoever laughs loses or whatever, or try not to laugh. I would slay that because it is so hard to get me to literally laugh out loud. I may say, oh, that's funny, but I'm still going to have this face. I'm not going to laugh. Unless something is super funny for me, and that might be not super funny for you. A lot of pet videos crack me up. I'll have to show you one of these days, one of the funniest videos. But I'm saving that to do a reaction with my son to see if he will laugh. But anyway, so having a mask is kind of part of my superhero persona. Is I put on the mask, and I don't even realize most of the time that I'm doing it. It just comes out when there's people around that I'm talking to. If I'm at home, I am just like that, and that's just my comfortable space. Planning is one of those things. I feel like anything that I do that is good, and it's funny because I don't like to plan my videos. I like to be authentic, but I do have to have kind of, notes because I will forget things because my memory is for shit. But planning is something that I do. Like if I'm going to go out anywhere, I have a plan. And if that plan doesn't go right, I kind of freak out a little bit. And it just depending on my stress level at what I'm going to do. Like doctor's appointments stress me out, or any kind of appointments kind of stress me out. And so I try to plan it down to the letter so that I am not surprised by anything. Even though I love surprises, don't get me wrong. But stuff like that, just anxiety like crazy. Now, I wouldn't say that, the anxiety is my superpower, but the planning is. I try to plan everything out, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and I don't freak out most of the time if my plans don't work out, but it just depends on what the stress level was before all that. Let's see, what else do I have? Out of the box thinking. I like to think outside the box. I like to, when I rearrange this room, and I rearrange things frequently because I'm trying to find the optimal setup. So I will rearrange it and then see that it's not working out. But sometimes I have to rig up something crazy, like I'm probably going to have to do with my camera, to make it do what I want it to do, because I can't find my tripod, or at least the tripod that fits this camera. And of course, that's one of the downfalls is that I lose things in all my stuff. I'm trying to reduce, but it's a struggle for me because I always think, oh, I might need that later, or I might need that in a project. Artists are notorious for keeping too much shit. Anyway, but that is a lot of and my determination is another thing. When I get my teeth into something, right now it's YouTube. And so I've only been doing YouTube I did it back in the day for 5 minutes, or a couple years ago. But when I just started, I think I started the mid-November, and I said, I need to do 33 videos. And I did, within 2 months, so that I could figure out what would be a good video for me to do. And I could get comfortable with the setup and how to do YouTube, and how to edit, and how to make the backgrounds and all that stuff. So it's taken me 2 months to get where I am today. And I am so close to my second goal, which was 100 subscribers. I am so excited that I am at 92 subscribers right as of this recording. And my goal was to get 100 subscribers before Valentine's Day. So I think I might make it, because it's only January 24th. So I'm hoping that I'll make it. I'm hoping that this video will help. So please share, subscribe, and comment, because I love your guys' comments. Anyway, I want to tell you some people, famous people, who are also either been diagnosed on the spectrum, or it is suspected greatly that they are autistic. So here are just a few, there's lots of lists. Just ask, Google. But there's lots of lists of people and why they are thought to be autistic. But I have written down a few, and I'm lying because I wrote down 100. But some of the people that are, autistic and are, diagnosed or suspected is Dan Aykroyd, Albert Einstein, Daryl Hannah, the actress, Anthony Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins, my pardon, Tim Burton, Henry Cavendish, who I didn't know who he was, but he discovered hydrogen. Charles Darwin, I hope you know who Darwin is. Emily Dickinson, Bobby Fischer, who was a chess grandmaster. There's a great movie about him, by the way. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Michelangelo, Sir Isaac Newton. Let me check my other page. Satoshi. I'm trying to make sure I pronounce this as well as at least Google tells me it's pronounced. Satoshi. The guy who invented Pokemon. Satoshi Tajiri. Okay, I give up. Tajiri, I think it is. Nikola Tesla, Elon Musk has come out to say that he is autistic. Vincent van Gogh, Steven Spielberg, Alfred Hitchcock, Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, Benjamin Franklin, Henry Ford, Eminem, Stanley Kubrick, Mozart, Mark Zuckerberg, and Andy Warhol, Carl Sagan, and Lewis Carroll are just to name a few. You probably know more autistic people than you even realize, because we're not all that different. It's just that we have to struggle more with certain things, but we're also really good at certain things. So that is my superpower. And just for a young man that I know, being autistic does not mean you're stupid or dumb, because some of us know better, though they can be very manipulative because they are smart and know how to work people. So quit using that as an excuse, because you're not stupid, you are quite intelligent. And from this list of people on here, you cannot say that just because you're autistic, that's a reason why you can't do your homework. So nobody believes you. So anyway, I think that is a long enough video for today. I hope that you have a great day. I hope you have a great life. I hope you dare to dream. And we'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.